Preparing live stream. Brandy, you here?
Much better.
All righty. I don't know why it wasn't letting you do that. Okay, now we should be live again. Okay, boom, there we go. We are live on Facebook now, so that should. All right, can everyone hear me on Facebook? Okay, let me mute this. Brandy, how are you, my friend?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Better now
Nervous.
we're here. Okay, we should be all set. Let me get rid of these on this. Boom. All right, we are now live. About time.
About
I'll,
time.
I'll just use Zoom from now on. We're going to delete these posts, not to confuse people. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing better now the second time you asked. All right, so we're going to share something for all of you insurance agents watching out there from Facebook land, Facebook Live land. Is this the first time you've gone live?
Yeah, it sure is.
How does
And
it feel?
I am very nerve-wracked
Why are you nerve-wracked?
because this is like way out of my comfort zone.
That's perfect. So for all of you out there, as your just daily reminder, drink your agua, your H2O. So I'm sitting here with mom
Or
extraordinaire.
coffee.
Coffee does sound good right now. So I'm sitting here with mom extraordinaire and a near and dear friend of mine who's given me probably close to about 20 grand now to work with me. Would you say that's about right?
Yeah. Yep. Over there.
Has it been a great use of money or a terrible, like, Mason, I hate you, dude, I wish you'd get out of my life and stop being such a light for my kids and I?
I would definitely say it's been a good use of my of spendings and for the business and yeah, it's good to have connections.
Well, I'm honored. So this is all about you today. I'm extremely proud of one of your latest accomplishments. And if you don't know, we're already number one new release in our category. So we're just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. And for those of you out there in the insurance world, if you're wondering the best way to connect with your customers, uh, let me see what people said on my Facebook the other day. They were talking about referrals is it's the number one to die for. Get other people talking about you. And you know what? I might argue again. I might argue with that and for you in certain situations. But what I'm going to share with you today, there's nothing out there that really competes against it. And well, how do you know? If you look at Martin Luther King Jr., if you look at every religion, if you look at any cult leader, or any of these people like Mussolini or the guy with the funny mustache from Germany, just because I don't want to get banned on here. This is my 17th Facebook account. I've counted. So they all had a book. All right. They all had a book. And so what I'm going to show you today is the best way to connect with your insurance audience. I don't care what anyone else out there says. Funnels, ads, buying. Brandy, what was your experience with buying leads at your first IMO you set with?
Horrible.
Why
You'd
was
call
it
them
horrible?
and you'd call them and they'd been dialed how many times before? And you get yelled at. I mean, I probably cried a couple times.
What does Ursula say to Ariel? You poor unfortunate soul.
Uh-huh, yeah.
If you guys want to steal a line from Disney, she says it's the woman who's quiet who gets the man. Well, it's the salesperson who talks the least that gets the sale. And so you should just be asking questions and putting stories into the minds of your listeners, your viewers, and their eyeballs and earballs, and really stuffing what's in between their ears with a congruent message that helps them see who they really wish to be. And I've spent a lot, and that's an understatement, a lot of money on cell psychology, human nature, because I really do want to understand the dynamics between human interaction and stuff like that, because I find it so beautiful. Uh, Someone came and bought something from me the other day on Facebook Marketplace because we're getting ready to move out of Texas and we're kind of debating staying here for another year, going to Florida, Utah, Tennessee. And someone came and bought something from me, and somehow I ended up with free. They gave us like a bunch of free pizzas to their shop because we had such a great interaction in the matter of a couple minutes, and I gave them such a good deal. And they were like, they felt so urgent to reciprocate that salesmanship, that communication by giving me stuff that I didn't even ask for. They just volunteered it. So how do you get your customers to volunteer money? And then it really all comes down to stories and understanding human nature. And I don't care what PENQ or any of these people say. It's just there's nothing more effective than building trust with your audience. People will not buy from people they like. People buy from people they trust. Brandy, how much do you trust me? You
Completely.
trust me enough to come in and talk with your kids and do all kinds of stuff. So trust is a huge factor of this, and nothing builds trust like a book. If you look at Mein Kampf, if you look at any of these books around the time that led mass movements, Russell Brunson's .com, Expert Traffic Secrets, Unlock the Secrets, his books created movements that took their software company to $1 billion, a billion with a B. And what was funny is when I was an insurance agent, I was surrounded by people who made some money, sure, millions. That's cute. When I got around people who made tens of millions, my life changed, which means I had to go outside of my IMO to people who were not interested in all about insurance, but just marketing. What's going on in there? Well, feed them. Thank you. You guys, if you guys ever get huskies, man, they like to sing up a storm. So, my amazing and gorgeous wife helps me out a ton. So you guys go get an amazing woman. Go find you someone like that who believes in you enough to help out around the house because it takes a massive amount of stress off you. So I'm very grateful to God for bringing a little 5 foot Latina into my life. So, and yes, she's a little bit taller than 5 foot. It's an exaggeration, but I love her dearly. So what's the thing? If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it or something. So if you look at these great movements, they all started with a book. And so Brandy and I recently I co-authored her book. She gave me the stories and everything like that from all the Brandy's made a tremendous amount of insurance sales. And if you wonder why Brandy's qualified to talk on insurance sales, well, she's one of the few agents I know that I've helped make not just over 10 grand a day, but what was your biggest day? 67,000?
Yep.
$67,000 in a day. What would that do for you? What would that do? What would that change your life? Would it change the house you live in, the car you drive, the bed you sleep on, maybe the person you're with? Would you get out of that situationship where they're just spending their EBT on you? It's kind of like those people who get around moms during tax times who have 18 children. They buy helicopters because their tax return's so big. You ever see anything like that, Brandy? It's pretty funny. So insurance agents out there, they told me some of the best ways were I always thought funnels and DMs were effective, would be learning another way. Referrals, I've been using leads. I have great success, but it's a daily grind. Referrals, get those proper relationships hot. So here's the thing, referrals work great, but they take time to build, and you have to have tremendous amounts of relatability, familiarity. You have to blend in with your customers. So Brandy came to me and I said, you should write a book. She goes, a book? How fantastic. So, what were your initial thoughts when I approached you about writing a book with me, Brandy?
Oh, it was very interesting and nothing I would have ever thought about doing. But once I kind of started, once it started sinking in, then it's like, that's fabulous because, you can be like, here's a book for you, here's one for your mom friend.
That's it. Here's a book for you. Here's one for your mom friend. And the follow-up is no longer, hey, do you want a life insurance policy? It's you ready to have that mom to mom chat? Did you read the book? Ready to have a heart to heart? And it's very not salesy, and you're no longer seen as a taker, but rather a giver. The stories in there are absolutely beautiful. My mom loved them. My aunt loved any person, any woman that I've sent the books to. Uh, they're like, "Oh my God, what happened to Jessica from chapter two?" It's like we got it. So the book is really great. We've already got a. If I look at yeah, number one new release in our category, so it's already a bestseller. So kudos to you for that, Brandy. First day, the book's been live for 24 hours and you've already got bestseller status. So that's a really good new release, and I'm extremely proud of you. And what was it like for you just reading the book? After you gave me all of your ideas and I helped you kind of put pen to paper, what was reading the book like for you as a mother yourself?
It was so surreal, and it really just brings you to what reality really is like. And being in this industry, I never realized, just the stories that I hear. And now, when you see people who, maybe don't have coverage and the way that they struggle after, when someone passes away, like that's just, it hurts. And, I mean, these stories, they're true. So I still have cried. I've read the book a few times and it still makes me tear up.
What story in there resonated with you the most?
Oh, had to have been the very last one. Um, Talks about a dad who he's the he, attends all the barbecues and yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but that's the one that
Well, I'll just read it for him because I think it's extremely important. Don't You don't have to worry about giving too much away. There's chapters full of this stuff. So if we go to the last, not about the author, boom. Is it from the one parent to no, it's chapter 10, I believe. The mother who prepared, or which one was it?
yeah,
The
I do.
mother who waited. They had dance recitals with the days. Mara survived. Boom. There's so many. Are we okay? So right here, story number two. I'm just going to read you guys. And why can I read this? It's because we have the copyright to it. So I will read whatever we dang well please. So, story two, the mother who prepared. Now let me tell you about Jana. She was also a mother of two with sticky handprints on the fridge and bedtime stories under soft blankets. Man, does that set the scene. She too was busy, tired, and always putting her children first. That's something every single mom is going to resonate with. Jana also had quiet conversations with her husband late at night about the what ifs. But one evening, they decided to do something about it. They sat together with coffee mugs and sleepy eyes and made a plan to protect their family just in case. They didn't do it out of fear, they did it out of love. They called it their family promise. When Jana lost her husband unexpectedly, the world still shattered. The grief was heavy, and the house felt too quiet. But when the bills came, the mortgage was paid. When the boys asked, "Are we going to have to leave our home again and lose our friends?" Jana was able to pull them close and say, "No, baby, we're staying right here. Daddy made sure we would be okay." Jana's story is also one of love, but it is a story of love backed by action. A story where the children got to keep the home they loved, the school they cherished, the life their parents built for them. But both stories begin the same way. A mother who loved their children deeply, but they ended differently, and the difference was one quiet decision. Two stories, which one will be yours? You have the chance right now to choose a story you want your children to tell one day, not out of fear, but out of love. So they can say, Mama made sure we were okay no matter what. How does that make you feel, Brandy?
Oh, it still gives me goosebumps.
What about it gives you goosebumps?
Just it's so, like it's real and it's emotionally and God, I don't even know.
Does it pull your heartstrings? I'd be curious to just sit and watch a mother read this just because I love observing people, but I know it'd bring tears out, but it's what do you think the mother should know when they're reading this book? Why should they pick it up and read it?
Because love doesn't end with just goodbye. And life insurance really is something that protects futures of your kids and those who you leave behind. And, it's about dignity and keeping promises and just never leaving your children unprotected.
And one thing I got really great feedback on was the story of Jessica in the book, how she overheard two parents talking about, oh my gosh, what kind of idiotic mom would not have something in place like that? Like basically calling the mom irresponsible. And Jessica overheard and basically eavesdropped on the conversation. Not really, but it's just she overheard two moms kind of gossiping with one another about another mom who had unfortunate circumstances and said like, what kind of mom would leave their children without this stuff? And then when she went and told them like, hey, I went and got this taken care of, they were so proud of her and kind of welcomed her into the Cool Moms Club. And that reminds me of Thanksgiving. Do you remember Thanksgiving, Brandy, as a kid? I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
about you, but at my house, we had the adult table and the little kiddie
Kids
table.
table.
And anytime I wanted to butt into adult conversations, they say, Mason, you go sit over there with the little kids. You're not ready for these conversations. And that's essentially how I look at adults when they say, like, oh, I don't need financial protection. or anything like this. And it's like, of course you don't until the day you need it. And the thing with financial protection is, I remember this day changed forever when I got someone a policy. It's like, this is how I'm going to make my love last forever. And I was like, oh, that's really good. I'm going to share this story with every single person I talk to in regards to financial protection because I've seen too many families get in car wrecks, train wreck, plane goes, it doesn't matter. And their kids are left to fight for the scraps. Or you'll have uh, moron husbands that say, well, I'm not going to leave money behind for my wife. She's just going to go spend it on a new man. It's like, no, you big dummy, because you didn't leave her any money and she can't fight for herself necessarily in a male-driven world. She has to go get with a new man, not out of want, but out of necessity. So because you did not leave her enough resources, now she has to go kind of brown nose or kiss ass, right? And if you don't believe what I'm saying, go look at any factory that has heavy manual labor. When I worked for a factory, the girl who was working over there in the laser department, anytime it came time to dirty her hands up by touching that greasy crane remote or load this thick aluminum that was too heavy, she'd always go get the guys to do it and then, thank you. And she'd bat her little eyelashes and get men to do the work for her. So yes, what women will absolutely go do that, not out of want, but out of necessity, because it's very hard. And if you imagine how hard it is on them, imagine how hard it's going to be on the children. So this book, it was really fun to read. What did it kind of show you about yourself? What did writing your first book? And before we answer that, when I told your children that you were a published author, how did they look at you?
Oh my gosh, their face was like, what?
Like, coolest mom in the world. I'm gonna go tell all the kids at school, like, my mom's better than yours because mom wrote a book and yours has done nothing but cut the crust off your PB&J. You little more like I can already see the what kids do in school because that's something I would do in school. We would brag about our parents. Well, my dad did this, my mom did this. Uh, and so, how did that make you feel seeing your children kind of look at you like that?
I am empowered and just knowing that what I'm doing is gonna leave a legacy behind.
And what should Unfortunately, most people after high school, they dumb themselves down to a point where they never pick up a book again. They graduate, and the main thing they're happy about is, oh, thank God, never have to read again, never have to read another book again. And that's the attitude mainly of dudes, because I know there's plenty of female readers. I believe my mom even reads, but they're always crazy, uh, 365 days. He pinned me against a wall, and I'm just like, what? It's like, what kind of stuff is this? And it's like, it was my stepbrother who I never looked at. It's like, why don't you read something a little bit more productive? So the books that I see people read, what do you think they're going to get out of this experience? What are they going to learn about themselves? Why should this be non-negotiable, important for them?
I think because planning ahead is just one of the most courageous and loving things that a parent can do. And, really, I think it will help them feel seen and understood and equipped, I guess, to just make those decisions and make them realize, because especially the young generation, of course, they're never going to die.
Yeah, I'll never forget the day my parents told me food doesn't grow in the fridge, and I was like, "What? What? Food doesn't grow in the fridge where it always is when I go in there." 6-year-old me with my milk mustache was just so confused. And what was some of your inspiration behind the book?
I mean, it definitely would be my kids there, and just I wanted to leave more than just memories. Like, I really just wanted to leave a message, one that really says that even when I'm not here, like I'm still protecting you. And this book was born out of a mother's instinct just to leave a legacy that just goes deeper and it just protects futures.
And what do you want your kids to know from all of this?
Hmm. That they'll never have to question how deeply they were loved.
They're never gonna have to worry about anything either. One,
That
because they have such a fantastic mother, and what's happened to your confidence after going through this book and kind of publishing it?
Whew. Well, I think this last year has been a really huge journey for me. Just coming out of my shell and really finding my purpose in this industry. And I would say that it's still pulling me from my comfort zone. And it's like I said, it's even empowering for me. So
And so, what should a mother's action plan be when she goes and gets this book? And by the way, guys, there is a link in the description where you guys can go and get it. It's a bit.ly, bit.ly link. You can go and get it. I'll just show it to you. So if we go over here and click on Letters to My Children, you guys can go see this, Letters to My Children, number one new release by Brandy McLean. You guys can go pick this up. And it says, Letters to My Children. If anything ever happens to me, just know I loved you enough to prepare, with a little drawing in the back of mommy and the kid and the son, what every mom must know before tomorrow. So you guys can go get your copy. It's $7. Go get a copy for you and your mom friend. Go get 10. If you want to order 10 or more, me or Brandy will reimburse you for that, just because you believed in it enough to share it with nine other people. So make sure you go get some copies. This is a fantastic book. It really is. And the stories in there are, man, they just draw you in. It's like when you open the cover up, it's the words just reach out, they grab you by the shirt and they pull you into something. If you want to know what the experience is like, it's almost like if you read one of my sales letters or something. You're like, I'm not going to buy anything from Mason. I'm just going to check his website out, see what he's got. And then 3 seconds later, boredom kind of dissipates and the words reach out and they claw you and they bring you in. You're like, oh no, how do I pull my wallet out? And so it's very fun. Even the people who tell me, Mason, I had no plans of buying from you. They're like, I don't know how you did that, but you did. So it's very funny. Um, but man, this is a fantastic book. It's easily readable in under an hour. I mean, Brandy, how long did it take you to read it?
yeah, less than an hour.
It took me about 10 minutes, just because I can speed read. I can read very quick and still
My mom
retain
got through it on her
info.
lunch break, so
She what?
she got through it on her lunch break.
If you guys want to go pick up a copy, I highly recommend you do that. You can read this in just a lunch break and you'll learn a customized action plan for your family. You can reach out, schedule a heart-to-heart, mom-to-mom chat with Brandy, get your free financial protection overviews, any of that stuff. Brandy is one of the few agents out there for any of you moms watching that I truly believe in, that doesn't just put commissions or anything like that. She gets paid hourly, so it doesn't matter if you get anything or not from her. She she really, which is why we geared this towards moms. Unfortunately, most men don't read, which is why most men are silly gooses, silly geese, to be specific, to be grammatically correct, silly gooses. Um, and so I already knew women read a lot, and most of you can just go guilt trip your husbands to making sure that you guys have security, because I can tell you what it was like watching my mom get insurance as a kid. I always felt safe when the insurance man came by. He was a weird dude. His name was Wayne, but I still remember his family because my mom was always in tears at the kitchen table, and they weren't like bad tears. It was just he asked some really hard questions. I remembered. And to see my mom's behavior after the insurance man left, after Wayne left, he always gave all the kids hugs, said, "Oh my God, you guys have gotten so big." He'd bring us Christmas presents and stuff. He was a very, very kind person, and it really helped me believe in insurance from a uh, foundational standpoint as a kid. And so I have probably about 20 something policies on myself, tens of millions of dollars in insurance, disability here, all of this. And so I can tell you that without that, my kids would be screwed when I have them in the future. Had something happen to my mom, which plenty of things happened to my family. And let me tell you what happened to my most recent great grandmother. When she passed away, we had family members fighting over who's going to get like possessions and all that stuff. And if that's what you really want your family doing, arguing over who gets what, rather than having everything taken care of and having enough for everybody in your family to not fight over, I highly recommend you go pick up a copy of the book. And it's a beautiful read. So go pick up one for you, one for your mom friend, one for your aunt, one for your kids. It doesn't matter. Just go get a copy. It's already a bestseller within 24 hours, number one new release in our category, which out of thousands of books I'm very proud of. So this is my first bestseller on a co-author as well. Brandy, somehow I'll push your books more than mine. It's like, what the hell, Mason? Come on, man. So I'm actually going to go write a new one after this. So it's fun. What are some of your just thoughts going through this that you wish mothers knew?
But it's not selfish to prepare. Um,
Why do you think they don't prepare? Why do you think they're just kind of, I'll let a dude deal with that, or it's just I'm too
I'm
young
too
right now to worry
busy.
about
We
that.
got shoes to pay for. We got soccer. I mean, it's always something coming up, and soccer's over. But I mean, we're always like putting it off, or thinking that it's not going to happen to me, so I got time, and it feels good to get it taken care of once and for all.
How did you feel when you got your own policy for your family?
Wow, it was okay. Well, I wish I would have done it when I was younger, but once I did realize, now I know that my kids, they'll be taken care of.
And what do you think that's going to be like for them? Not having to, because people will say like the shoes, for example, and this is where you really, as a person, give me one second. Ooh, bless me, thank me. Yes, I blessed myself when I sneeze. So when people say, but I have to spend money on shoes, and it's like you misunderstand the difference between price and cost. I hear so many people like they'll get a pair of lawn mowing shoes and they'll throw them away after two wears. And it's like, Mason, that pair of shoes is only 20 bucks. And I'll say, yeah, but the cost was $10 per wear. And so if you're worried about something, like if dollars make decisions for you, how do you think your family is going to come up with $20 if you are struggling to come up with $20? Like, how are they going to come up with 20,000 for a funeral, $200 for the cable and the internet? If anyone watches cable anymore, everything's Netflix and Hulu and Chill and Amazon, YouTube Prime and Ninja Turtles and Michelangelo or whatnot. It's death by a million subscriptions, right? You just go look at it's $7.99 here, $15.99 here. How is your family going to come up with all those subscription costs to maintain their current state of life? Are they going to have to go live in a box? And when I see people pass away around, I live in a military town essentially, is there's people die here every day. And when I see their families outside on the corner of a GoFundMe, I watched people throw food at them one day. A mother with her two kids was saying, my husband just passed away. We're homeless. Can you guess how people treated her and how they looked at her? Someone drove by and said, "It's not my fault, you stupid bitch." And I was like, here's a woman clearly in distress, and you kick someone while they're down. Does that say anything about our species? And of course, you have the people who feel so bad that they give money, but it's just like, what do you think that did to her psyche being called that? Someone took the time out of their busy day to roll down the window when they could have said nothing at all and call her a stupid, you know what? Like, what do you think that
They're
does
awfully
to a woman's
miserable.
psyche when people go ahead?
Oh, they're awfully miserable if they're going to treat someone like that.
No, but what do you think that does to the woman who is on the recipient side of that? They're like, are you like on
It's
the worst day?
destroying. Yeah, that's it. That's horrible. It's got to be the
And
worst feeling.
it
You've
is. And
lost everything, and you got people
it's
treating you
terrible.
like
It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because I know they can't go out there like a dude can and just easily provide and go work hard manual labor. I'm not saying they can't, but it's just more than likely they're not going to. And I don't believe women should have to go out there and struggle. I believe that truly is a man's job to go out there and protect and provide for his family. And unfortunately, because dollars make decisions for most of you, and you'd rather spend $20 on chips rather than $20 on a policy to make sure something not if, but when. So you might as well go ahead and plan for the vacation that's going to happen. But just to see someone took the time out of their day to roll down their window and call that mother, the two children are just sitting there. They're truly innocent. It's like, what are you going is a 7-year-old going to go out there and get a job? No. And the types of jobs they're liable to do are not anything that should ever be done for a children where parents, if you go look at other countries, parents will literally sell their children. Parents will literally sell their children into servitude, if you know what I mean. And we live in such a beautiful country where we can just throw money to make problems disappear. That's one of the things that drives a lot of what I do. I got tired of dollars making decisions for me. I got tired of taking my dogs to get cereal 3 times a day. If you don't know what cereal is, it's dog food in a bag. The fact I can spend $400 or $500 on dog food every month and they scarf it down, they're so happy. Like that is a luxury. It is a blessing to be a blessing, but it's the fact that I can throw money at problems and make them disappear. It's the whole purpose of money. A lot of you are trying to sit out there like you're Scrooge McDuck and you're counting your dollars behind a digital screen because you're scared to spend it. And unfortunately, that's your philosophy. Money will always go to you, it will never go through you, and it will stop there. And how do you make I love you last forever? That should be the question every single parent out there asks. And it's just extremely sad to see how mothers get treated when they don't have financial protection for their family. If you look at Jessica's story in the book, mothers literally made fun of her until she did something about it. Then she was kind of accepted. And whether people agree with that or not, it's just human nature. And if you know what it's like to see that family on Facebook begging for money on a GoFundMe, because that's literally what it is, imagine how people look at your family on their hardest day. And do you want them to treat your family like that, to roll down their windows when they're on street corners begging for money and call them names and belittle them and kick them while they're down? Absolutely not. And this isn't to fearmonger, it's to put you in a position to where those problems never happen for you. And so if you're a mother, I demand that you make a smart decision for yourself. You go to the comments on this and you go pick up Brandy's latest book. I'm a huge proponent of it. The stories in there, they make my eyes water as a fully grown man who has a family he has to protect and provide for. And luckily, I have tens of millions of assets that's going to be handed upon them because the thing about financial protection is you essentially are an asset or a liability when you die. And how do you know if you're a liability? It's when you leave your family where you are. And where you are has tons of financial problems. It's financial duress. How do you know if you're an asset? If you leave your family where you want them to be. And so they get to pick up not where you left off, but they get to pick up where you wanted them to start. And it's such a massive shortcut for your children to not have to go worry about a job and they're able to make mistakes when they're teenagers and stuff like that because we know kids are going to get in trouble. They're going to try smoking things they shouldn't be smoking. They're going to hang around people they shouldn't be hanging around with. They're going to be hanging out with boys who dress like grease lightning and smoke cigarettes underneath the stadiums at 13, and your baby boys are going to kiss girls who dress like hoochie mamas after their mamas, and it's just extremely unwanted. It's an extremely unwanted atmosphere for your children, if you know what I mean. So if my mom knew half the things I did when I was 13, 14. Oh, oh my goodness. So go be a fantastic mother that you already are. Go prove that to your children. Go get a copy of the book. I think it's like $7. And if $7 is too much for you, shoot me a message. I will happily refund you for someone else's book. I see none of the profits of this. And to be honest, there's no profits in $7 book sales. Me and Brandy would have to sell about 20 million copies to make a measly 100 grand. Measly 100 grand. What do you mean, Mace? I mean, it's a measly 100 grand. We had to work way too hard to make it. So that's like me walking all the way to Hawaii to pick up a $1 bill. It's just not worth it. So this has nothing to do with us and everything to do with you as a mother. So go get a copy of the book. Go get a bunch of copies of the book. Hand it out to your mom friends and read it. See how the story and the experience pulls you in and see how much better it feels. See how much better you feel about yourself. See how amazing you think you look when you walk across that mirror, knowing that your family is safe, they are secure, and that whenever they ask, Mommy, what happens if something happens to you? What happens if you don't come home? That you have a straightforward answer and you don't make your kids feel unsafe by saying, Oh, we'll figure it out. Well, I'll get that taken care of later. There is no such thing as later. We as humans have a tendency to push things off to tomorrow, later. And there really is no tomorrow because by the time tomorrow comes, you'll say tomorrow again, and then it's 10 years, something happens, you get gangrene because of unhealthy food choices, you're a diabetic, you can no longer get insurance, any of this crazy stuff. So It's very sad. If you're a mother, I highly encourage you to go pick up a copy of this book. Go get one for you and your mom friend. And like I said, um, if $7 is too much for you, imagine how hard it's going to be for your family to come up with 70, 700, 7,000, 70,000. How long can they afford to stay in the house? How long can they afford to pay all the bills? How long can they afford to do anything? How long can they afford to maintain their current lifestyle? If your children are 9, are they going to be able to fend for themselves, or do they have to go as a ward of the state? Do they go into an adoption plan where they get mistreated and abused by people who don't have the best interest at heart like you do? And so the best way to exercise this is to go get a book. And if you say anything about fear mongering or anything like that, you get off that track. This is not about this. This is about, uh, it's funny, if you go look at psychology or human nature studies, most women prefer to take advice from men. If you look at most women, is Siri a female voice or a male voice on their phone? Who do they take directions from on where to turn left in 60 feet? Hey, babe, what voice is your Siri in, female or male? It's a male. Why? She just feels comfortable with it. Well, I'm going to program my voice because you don't need to be comfortable with any other male voice. All right. All jokes aside, you get the point. And so this is why I'm telling you, wonderful, extraordinary mothers out there, just like Brandy, because she is just like you. She walks how you walk, she talks how you talk. Brandy has held nothing back from herself apart from a title on a book because she was brave enough to step into outside of comfortability, inside of confidence in and of herself. And the best way for you to do that is to march over to Amazon, search Letters to My Children by Brandy McLean, get a copy of the book for you and all your mom friends. And it's a way for you to show your friends that you care about what happens to their children because I don't believe it's fair that you have to come in and bail someone else out of a financial catastrophe that could have been completely avoided. It could have been completely avoided. And so if you're out there spending money on Prada to impress people you don't care about, to impress mothers who don't have your best interest at heart, why not just go spend $7 instead and get a copy of the book? So, um, Brandy, before we go, what's something you really want mothers to really understand about this book?
Hmm. That, geez, I mean, again, just planning ahead is so courageous and
Why
loving
is it courageous?
because it's what is no what's that saying? The plan to what is that saying?
Failing to plan is planning to
Failing
fail.
to plan is
Right.
yeah, exactly. So,
It
I
was so
mean,
funny. You had me put that in the book. You're like, we need to put this quote in here now. Like, the mothers need to see it. I was like, okay, right there, I'll put it in there. If you guys want to know what it was like working for Brandy on this, she had me working like a sweatshop. It was, when's my book gonna be done? I'm just playing. Brandy was absolutely fantastic to work with. If you are a female insurance agent and you would like your own book published because of the authority it brings you, it's funny. And here's how to know this is the best insurance system for agents is because nothing builds authority like a book. Nothing builds trust like a book. The fact, if you look at the etymology of the word authority, the root word of authority is author. You become the expert of your trade, of your craft, and people don't who do people trust? Authorities. Because they've essentially been vetted out. They've been trusted by the masses. It's how you know you're making a great decision. That's please just go ahead and feel comfortable and get your copy of the book, like read it. It's because it comes from an authority. And that's why this works so well for all of you insurance agents. And just to shamelessly plug in here, I've only got 4 spots left. If you would like to be a published author, I'm only doing this for 5 female insurance producers. That way you guys can go out there and write more policies than all the men combined in your agency. And their jaws are going to drop when they see you number 1 on the leaderboards for the rest of the year. And your kids' jaws are going to drop when they say, hey, we're going on the vacation every weekend. Because I don't know about you, Brandy. I got tired of vacation being spring break in the house where we put tent forts and we watch South Park. I don't know about you, Brandy, but I got tired of eating hamburger helper and bologna for every meal because dollars made our decisions for us. I got tired of people treating my mom different just because she had to work 3 jobs and she wasn't ever really available to spend time with us because she was too busy uh, doing a man's job, protecting and providing for the family, rather than my stepdad's doing it or even my own dad doing it. And so I just got tired of living like that. And yeah, so you guys go out there, get a copy of the book. And if you're a female insurance producer, I highly encourage you to reach out. I have 4 white labeled spots. You can put your name on your own book. You can become a published author and the expert for your own demographic out there because it's the best way to get in front of customers who need what you offer. And a lot of you are just positioning yourselves wrong. You're the insurance agent rather than the author. You're the insurance agent rather than the expert. You're the insurance agent rather than being like Brandy, the mom extraordinaire, the mother who cares, the fearless uh, protector, and giving your customers do really want to live vicariously through you. When they follow these celebrities, they want to know what it's like to be a part of the journey. The customer is always right in a sense that if you look at Kenneth Zalfman's book, Showmanship in Business, he says when a group of people buy tickets to a fight, Brandy, they get to be the victor because they get to stand tall over the person who just got knocked down in the boxing ring. And they get to stand victorious. So until you put your customers in the shoes of being victorious by using your product, it's just you'll never be successful. You just won't. You'll attract meager amounts of money and they squeal rather than millions of dollars that roar. Okay, so it all comes down to getting out of your comfort zone. And I highly encourage you guys to go pick up a copy of this book. Brandy is a fantastic author. The stories in here, it's a fantastic read. It grips you by the heartstrings, almost like that Natasha Bedingfield song "Unwritten," the beginning of that. It immediately plucks your heartstrings. That's what the experience is like, as I've been told. I highly encourage you guys to go do this. And so I'll just open this up for any Q&A. If you guys have any questions in the comments or the chat, uh, you guys can just ask them in the Facebook. We'll stay on here for another couple minutes, and then Brandy has to get back to being a mom and a kick-ass agent out there. So if you have any questions, just let me know in the chat or send them to me later, and I'll answer them. But go reach out to Brandy. You can find her on Facebook, Brandy McLean. You can go get her new copy of Letters to My Children: What Every Mother Must Know Before Tomorrow. Go get a copy of that for you and your mom friends. Go give it to your mom. Say, why didn't you ever get this for me? I'm calling CPS on you, mother. Don't really do that, but you get the point. And yeah, so we'll see if any questions come through on Facebook. I know it's middle of the day for most people on a Tuesday, so we'll see. Anything you want to say, Brandy?
Jeez, well, I mean, here's we don't get to choose how long we get to be here, but we can choose what we do leave behind. So that's pretty.
I think that's very beautiful. Hey, yeah, where'd that young man just go? Tell him to get back over here. Get your
Obi,
butt over here, young man.
come here.
What are you eating?
Your bunny flip.
Can you give me a bite? I'm just playing. Hey, did you know your mom is now like a celebrity? She published a book. It's live. Do you want a copy of it?
Sure.
This
Sure.
dude's just like, I just want to eat my yogurt right now. Is that cool? Are you going to go tell all the kids at school that your mom's cooler than theirs?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm proud of you, young man, for being born into such a lucky household. So, your mom's pretty cool. I wish mine wrote a book at the young age that your mother did. So, all right, you can go back to playing with your toys and being a kid.
I would. I would.
Crazy.
What is he? Is that yogurt?
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. As far as a vehicle for leads, how do you recommend using this as agents on a large scale? So, Brandy, how are you going to be using this? Just tell them the custom strategy that I kind of gave to you, and let me know how simple this is. It's so beautiful.
It's super simple. I mean, I just basically go out and geez, I can have my book whenever I've got. Give one here. give one to you and one for your mom friend.
And then what do you do with the people you give a book to? How do you collect their lead information?
Get their email, their phone number, let them know like, hey, I've got some extra info here if you want to get some of the extras that I've
Not if
got.
you want. Hey, your email, your phone number. I'm going to send you some extra stuff I
There we
couldn't
go.
put in the book because I think you're such a fantastic mother. Is that cool with you? I
Yep.
say, sure it is, girl. And then what? They also get QR codes all throughout the book where they opt in and they book calls with you. It's very geniusly structured. And then what does this do to the follow-up? It's no longer do you need insurance? It's what's the follow-up?
Well, now they've already read the book, and it's not exactly me having to ask the questions to get them to realize the problem that they have. They already know their problem, so they're ready.
Yeah, and you don't have to spend all of your call educating the customer on how to make an educated decision. They already want it. And they'll almost get mad if you don't just sell it to them. They'll almost get mad if you don't just collect their money because they want their problem gone so bad. So don't get in the way of this. It does all the selling for you. You guys can literally, you guys that are insurance agents can go get 50 copies of this book, hand it out to your ideal customers that are moms and say, hey, did you read the book? That's all the follow up is. Did you read the book? And they'll say, oh, yeah, I actually meant to get back to you on that about that whole financial protection thing. What do you have? Tell me more. Tell me more, Mason. What do you have? So go get the copy of the book out. And that's how you, on average, get customers for $7. The book is a brilliant read, but however many books you want to give out, there you go. There you go. Every one you give is a lead. And so you should be able to convert no less than half of these. If you give 50 books out, there's 25 insurance customers on average. Do your own math on how much you'll get from that. So it's very easy sales system. And here's what you guys are going to notice. I'm willing to put uh, $250,000 bet out on the line that someone's going to try to copy me and Brandy and fail miserably and utterly. One, because I own the copyright and I will sue the ever living shit out of anyone who tries to steal the copyright from this. Because how dare you, as a crooked human, try to rip off the work of another human? I know you chat GPT people out there, you're going to try to go buy a copy of the book and rip it off. And it's going to fall on deaf ears because you don't understand first principles. You don't understand the thoughts that went into writing this and the intention behind it. It was truly written with love in mind, with the end goal in mind. And that's all I'm going to give you as far as the secret sauce. But I'll see some stupid agent try to copy our work, Brandy, and I'll sue the ever living shit out of them because I know they can't afford the court cost and I can. So I've got your back for life.
Thanks, Mason.
It's my pleasure. And here's another thing you guys can learn from is I will go to war for my favorite clients. Brandy has stuck with me for how many years now?
Jeez, it's been 3?
3 years, 3 years. And we got like 33 more to go, right?
Exactly.
So listen, guys, the whole goal of business is to have people do business with you for life. I don't want one and done deals like some of you who get a customer once and never go and get them again. This book is really your vehicle to build a lifelong relationship with people, and success comes from service to others. Okay, and I really believed in Brandy's vision for this book, which is why I helped her write it, and I really want to emphasize the importance of this. You can read it in a lunch break. Go get it. Go get a copy for you and your mom friends. But Jeff, I hope that answers your question. This is the best lead source out there. Like I said, I'm willing to bet a lot of money that some idiot out there is going to go try to rip it off and republish it. And when I look at the book, it's just going to fall on deaf ears, uh, which is pretty funny. So there's not a better way out there. Referrals don't even do this because you don't get to develop that type of relationship. You have to have a really great reputation when it comes to referrals. That's the whole point of your reputation precedes you. It means your reputation is came. I heard about you before I met you. However, with this book, you develop a relationship with Brandy, with the author, with the person who gave it to you. And so you guys get to hijack Brandy's authority. Go get 50 copies of the book, give it out to insurance customers. If it doesn't do what I say it's going to do, let me know. I'll happily refund you 4 times your money. How's that for a guarantee? I know what this book does because I've given it out to people, and Mason, where do I get in touch with this Brandy girl? So, oh, here you go. Go book a call. So I've given this out myself. I know this works. Uh, and that's pretty much the premise. So that's how you use it as a vehicle for leads. You give the book out, one for you, one for your mom friend, and then you say, hey, did you read the book? That's pretty much it. Let me know if your IMOs, any of your smart agencies who say smile and dial, if they've been smart enough to figure this out yet. They haven't. Don't know who said that, but you get the point. So that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it, my dear friend. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Brandy, what was it like? What's it like to be a published author now?
Whew, it's a whole new level. Next step, and I'm excited.
All right. Well, all of you guys go get copies of the book. It was a fantastic pleasure and honor of mine to bring on Brandy McLean, the new bestseller on Amazon for Letters to My Children, What Every Mother Must Know Before Tomorrow. Go get you a couple copies of the book, one for you, one for your mom friends, and go reach out to Brandy if you are a mother. She is a fantastic human. Uh, she loves her children fiercely. I see the way she parents her children. It's very admirable, and it's something every mother could learn from. And here's the thing is, she's just helping you realize things that are already in yourself. And so go get a copy of the book, go spend some time with the stories and learn from the mothers who have already made the mistakes a lot of you are have made, you're about to make, or you're making actively. That way you don't have to make them. Life is too short to make all the mistakes on your own. Go learn from Brandy's, go learn from other mothers, and go read the book. So with that being said, if you guys have any other questions, you guys can go reach out to Brandy where? It's at brandylinneman@gmail.com or what?
Yep.
So you guys can go reach brandylinneman@gmail.com. You can just go get a copy of the book. That's the best way to get in touch with her. She puts her personal phone number in the book, and that is pretty much it. And if you are an insurance agent and you want to become a published author, that way you are now the expert for your clients. I have 4 spots open in a cohort I'm launching. That's all I'm doing. That way you have a massive advantage over everyone else. I'm only doing this for 5 mothers total. And someone else has already messaged me on this, asking where to pay. So that leaves 3 spots left, and it'll be one of the greatest investments ever. So, with that being said, I love you all. Keep being awesome. And until next time, happy house and party people. Go get a copy of the book. Go give it to your insurance customers or all your mom friends, and we will see you next time. Brandy, I'm extremely proud of you. That was fun.
Thank you.
All righty, let's hop over here and end this live stream. Where do we end this thing at? Boom. And Facebook, let me stop it.